Menteri Rangba Konrad ke Sangmau lo ong ba kesorkar jela kadang ap banita shu bat katanat kampoyeng kesorkar India halal ke memorandum of understanding Malaysia pedeng ke Meghalaya bat Assam bat penbeit no yo pod usam hakin rutli na ki khat artli ki cakai kanat khapun habu juba ba kenta kli jing kli ha kasi basaw ka dorbar mang tengka ka yeng dorbar thawai ka jela bala kli da kanong thawai ka East Shillong Dr. Amprin Lingdo u Konrad lo ong ba ki jingtip bobnia halo ka ni banta ons ai ha ka pod bobiang ya ka memorandum of understanding le soi haka apnaitri klan kot arjar arpuar bat IT syaknat kampoyeng kari India haka lai poitri klan kot arjar arpuar nak menta banyo ya karai bakhadu umitrang ba ula pentip bakandan ke jia soi kular bakhadu hadien bau chifek keliang persya ba George Bilingdo ula dawa ban pentip ai ba ya ka MoU balaya soi umitrang ba halor kani ulong bula simrai benum ai kanu ke jingtip bnia halor ka ke MoU kat ba ompat dep ke jing soi kular bakhadu
32A. No, sir, the process is going on. B, sir, a joint memorandum of understanding was signed by the Chief Ministers of Assam and Meghalaya on the 29th of January 2022, which has been submitted to the Union Home Minister on 31st of January 2022 for examination and consideration of the Ministry of Home Affairs. The government is awaiting for further discussion with the Ministry and the government of Assam on the matter. C, so the details of this dialogue will be shared at an appropriate time.
Honourable Speaker, sir, considering the debates that was already held in this August House in the previous days, I wish not to move any more supplementary questions, sir.
Yes, my George.
So, one supplementary. So, in reply to 32C, the details of this dialogue will be shared at an appropriate time, sir. May I know the delay, sir, as to why the details of the dialogue, especially of the MoU, is not being shared in public, sir?
So there are many reasons for it, but basically, if you looked at the statement that I had given a few days back on the House, I had more or less broadly given all the details that are there. But the full details and the micro details are difficult to give because these are matters of, as I said, finer detail. And I'd like to give an example of this. Yesterday, the Honourable Member had mentioned about Gizang Reserve Forest Area. And the issue here is, sir, so that the House also and the public in general understand it, and I'm glad that the Honourable Member brought it out. Now, sir, the basic dialogue and the understanding we had with Assam government was that the reserve forest will be in Assam and a place called Malsapara will be in Assam. That's the up north village. The issue here of finer details is it going to be from the point where the forest ends, or does the Environment Ministry require a buffer zone of 500 meters or 100 meters that needs to be maintained? Will it be from this tree or this stream or this river? Now, sir, if I give a statement in this House saying that it will be from the forest reserve, then, sir, I'm misleading the House. That is why, until unless the Survey of India, Government of Assam, Government of Meghalaya and Government of India don't go into the finer details of whether it will be from the border of the last tree of the reserve forest or will it be on a buffer zone. And so this could be a matter of acres, as Honourable Minister yesterday member was mentioning that so many acres are going. So even a 100-meter length could result in hundreds of acres. So I'm sure the Honourable Member understands the sensitivity of the situation, and that is why I have said that, sir, that the details will be shared at appropriate time when we're able to finalize those micro details. But in the process, I also understand that the members and the public in general would want to know, and that's why, sir, I have shared the information up to the level which I felt would be not changed. Those names will not change, those areas will not change, but the finer details of exactly which tree, which river, which stream, and how many meters will be left from the reserve forest. Aspects like these still need to be worked on because, as I said, the Survey of India has to come in, the Forest Ministry will come in, they will come in and say that, well, we require this many buffer zone is required. That is the reason why, sir, we are refraining from giving a statement which may not stand correct after the final meeting takes place, and to avoid misleading this House and giving the wrong information to the people, we have restrained ourselves from giving too many micro details till it is finalized.
Sir, I appreciate the Honorable CM for the reply. But then, if you look at the question, sir, the question talks of the MoU that has been signed by the Honorable CM of Meghalaya and the Honorable CM of Assam. So therefore, we are talking about two details, sir. One is the detail of the MoU which was signed by the two Honorable CMs, and two, the physical details at the ground. Yes, sir, physical details on the ground can be awaited, no doubt. But then here we are talking about the details of the MoU that has been signed by the two states, which is not yet made public. So will that also be taking some time, sir?
So I've already made a statement based on the MoU a few days back. So obviously I've shared all the information that could be shared. And as I said, sir, the MoU, once we go to Delhi, there is a strong possibility that while we sign that MoU, the forest department or some other department may come forward and say that, well, this cannot be done. So therefore, you'll have to remove this line and bring it here. You have to create a buffer zone. So we don't know those micro details is what I'm trying to say. But if you look at the overall, the statement that I gave that day in the House, sir, and which I've laid it on the table of the House, it covers the broad understanding that we have reached to. I'm talking about micro details of 0.05 meters, 0.05 meters here or there, which are really micro. Yes, it's important, but as I said, I would think that it would not be appropriate to give those kind of details in the House till all the concerned stakeholders and the government of India, everybody is on board and we finalize it. But I think my statement that I made, the statement that I made on Monday is the broad outcome of the MoU that we signed.
Sir, in the course of the reply of the Honorable CM and the written reply, we're getting two different replies. One, the written reply says that the MoU was already signed on 29th of January 2022. And in the course of the reply of the Honorable CM, it is being said that the MoU will still be finalized again in Delhi. So, which one is correct, sir?
Sir, of course, I have to define the process for the honourable member, as you may not understand that. So, memorandum of understanding is a memorandum of understanding. There's an understanding between the two. Then there will be a final agreement that we will sign. So, therefore, these are two different things. But for the sake of the clarity, I thought I'll explain.
Yes, sir. That makes it more clear then, because we are talking of an MoU and then a final agreement that will be signed. Now, that's why, sir, we are asking for the details of the MoU, since it has already been signed, so to make it public, sir. That is just a request, sir. It depends on the Honorable CM if he feels it fit or not.
Sure, sir. I have noted his request, sir.
So, because why? This matter deal not only with the present generation, but but with the future generation. I used to say that land is life. So, because of that, I would like to seek more clarification from Honorable Chief Minister before reaching the final stage with the Government of India. I reiterate my stand that it should make public before going to a final stage, because we don't want to make any blunder mistake.
Please put a question.
Yeah, my question is this, sir. I want the Chief Minister, Honorable Chief Minister, to give an assurance that this should make public before it reaches a final stage. Because as per my personal view, sir, I don't believe with give and take.
Let the Chief Minister reply. Let the Chief Minister. Mr. Chief Minister, please.
Sir, I understand the concerns of the honourable member. I think there is nobody in this house or in the gallery or in the state who is not concerned about this issue. So we are all together in this. And to reply to his question, sir, it's very simple. The reason why a statement was given on Monday and placed in the House was to give the details to the honourable members. And we have already done that. Number two, sir, honourable member who had raised this point was also there when we called for the all-party meeting. There is a much more closed-door meeting where all the aspects of clarifications that he would have required were given, and he was free to, of course, share it with his constituency or his other friends who would be interested to know, sir. So all I'm saying is that, so the actual copy of the MoU, as I said, is, since it's a memorandum of understanding, till the agreement is not signed, I feel it inappropriate to go ahead and give those kind of details which need more discussion at the end. But sir, the broad layout of which villages will be in Meghalaya, which villages will be in Assam, what will be the tentative areas which will come in, sir, we have laid it down. It's a public document, sir. It's in the house. I think all the members have a copy. You're free to share it with the public. There is no problem. But as I said, on my part, sir, to give the copy of that, there are certain numbers which I'm again reiterating, so I'm giving a small example, but a very, very important example, which is that an area like Gizang Forest, we are yet to confirm whether it will be from the last tree or whether they require buffer zone. Now, if I say something, so tomorrow it will be them only who will come to me and say, well, you told it this that day, but then now you're changing your statement. So I'm just being careful, and I don't want to mislead the House. But sir, the statement I've laid has got all the information that you would require.